Mr. Tips.
Yeah. 1, 2, a hero's falling. I'm still calling. Heroes falling. Heroes falling. I'm still calling. Heroes falling.
My mirror lies to me, says I ain't supposed to be the kind of woman that I am. Feel so invisible, standing near miserable. Why don't you hold my hand? What would it take to see a life that ain't make believe? All truth, no lie. Haven't got no peace of mind. We never thought we'd be living so differently. No lie. Made up my mind. I am heading on.
Right?